Hi guys, it's Tosh outside. Today I found a mountain. It's pretty cool. I'll show it to you here in just a second. That I'm gonna go explore. I'm with my trusty sidekick. This is McKinley. McKinley, say hi. He joins me on all my fun adventures. So right now, I'm just going up the side of this mountain. I love getting off trail. I love bushwhacking sometimes because you find the most cool stuff when you get off the trail and away from people. So anyway, join us on our fun adventure climbing this mountain. We'll see what awaits us. So McKinley and I, after climbing a lot, we came upon this real beautiful area, and I think there's a spring up here. And you guys, the reason why I think there's a beautiful spring up here is because there's a lot of riparian plants up here. When I say riparian plants, that means I call them water flags. These are plants and trees that normally will not grow unless there's a lot of water. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. I kind of saw it from the distance, but this is gonna mean that there's a spring nearby. In fact, I'll follow this deer trail right here. Kind of look down at this deer trail, kind of cool. That's another sign that, especially as heavy as this trail is being used, that means for sure that we're going to find some water, most likely. And sure enough, by golly, there's some water. We even have some cattails there. That's pretty cool. So we just found this spring. Looks a little dry, but hey, you know what? It's water. Something cool I want to point out while we're walking on this game trail. I just found a bunch of what are called antlion burrows. And what happens is you'll see these on undisturbed soil underneath trees, especially during the spring and summer. And this is actually a larval right now, but it turns into a beetle. And what happens is they dig these burrows, and let's say this stick imitates an ant crawling into the burrow, crawling in. You can't see it right now. It's probably a little bit too much pressure on the mound. But what will happen is as it falls in that mound, that antlion can actually feel the vibration, and it will come out and grab that ant or whatever has fallen in, whether it be a moth or anything else, and it will start eating it for dinner. So we got a Russian olive tree here. That's a good sign of a water source. They're gonna grow where there's lots of water. It's kind of blooming. Again, the cattail will not grow here unless there's gonna be water around. I got some oak, and we even have some willow. Show you the willow kind of up close there. See the willow a little bit. So let's continue our trip up here and just see if there's any cool tracks that we can find. So we're following that same trail, and I just got up on this knoll here, and as you can see, there's a lot of disturbance. These are actually bear tracks, Ursus americanus. The American black bear. This is actually leading toward that spring that we just found. I knew that we'd find a lot of areas and cool things around here. Just because water is life. Animals have to have water to survive. We got some coyote tracks. Ooh, you can't really see them very well. Hopefully you can see them as I point them out to you. So this is kind of the area, the coyote track. I don't know if you can see it or not. Yeah, you really can't see it very well, but that's Canis latrines, the coyote, the song dog of the West. So they're definitely using this area too as well. So as I'm coming off the mountain here, not following any trails still, it's still fun to bushwhack, I find this, and what this is a trap. And it was set by someone who was very careless, because there's a couple of things wrong with this whole situation. First of all, it's set. The problem with it is that it's not grounded. And usually, I'll be careful here because it is set right now. Usually there's a little hole in the back of it, and the person stakes it down so when it does catch an animal, if it were to catch an animal, it catches it and the animal will not be able to move from it. But what this person has done is very careless, is that they've set the trap on a small game trail, and so if it were to catch an animal, what happens is that animal could run away with the trap entangled in its leg or in its ear, head. And this is a smaller trap, so it's made for squirrels and rodentia, rodents of different kinds. So I'm going to deploy it It's too bad that someone did that. So I'm gonna grab a stick here. So if they don't have the knowledge to even use this, they shouldn't even have this out. You can kind of see where the animal will come in. Yeah, it took the whole stick off. So anyway, you can kind of see a closer look at it deployed now. So whoever set this ought to be ashamed of themselves. You can kind of see the piece of wood that I put in there and what kind of damage it could do to that animal. It snapped that wood like it was nothing. So pretty sad that somebody would put something like that out here, catching an animal and not even securing it. So that animal would walk around and die a pretty slow and terrible death. So a lot of uneducated people out in the wilderness, and hopefully these videos will definitely educate you. Well, we're back off the mountain after another fun adventure. So until next time, this is Tosh Outside, and we'll see you again on our next adventure.